Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome indeed, yes, to another edition of the Mark Moses Show podcast. We are broadcasting live, yes, on the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Take back control of your life. Call them today, 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. It's Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. And joining me right now to talk some football is my great friend, Alan Zlotorzynski with Brevard Sports Network. I think his Ravens have a football coach now. Oh, and we got to preview this Super Bowl coming up in 2 weeks. Alan, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, Mark. Yes, we have a football coach. Super Bowl's here. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it yet.
Oh, you're not feeling it because
no, that doesn't mean I haven't been watching or reading or studying or researching, but I mean, don't you feel like we're living 10 years ago again?
Yes. I made this joke to our buddy TJ McMahon yesterday. Here's what should happen. The Seahawks should sign Marshawn Lynch to a one-day contract so he can suit up and get that one more rush he deserves against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That's what needs to happen in this game. How about you?
No, I agree. And we're going to hear about that play ad nauseum over the next 2 weeks. We're going to see Malcolm Butler step in front of that pass. We're going to hear Marshawn Lynch's story about walking past Pete Carroll and laughing in his face. So listen, kudos to both organizations. It's not easy to reach a Super Bowl, much less turn your entire franchise around in 10 years and get back.
I saw a stat the other day, and it broke my heart. It's very sad I have to say this. The other day was the 40th anniversary of my Bears winning their only Super Bowl. 40 years ago, it was yesterday. 40. They took on the Patriots. They killed them that game. Since that game, the Bears went to one more Super Bowl, and the Patriots went to 11 more Super Bowls. 11. Are they the standard of excellence in the NFL, the New England Patriots, because of that now?
I don't think there's any question that they are the standard in the National Football League. I don't know anybody close.
No.
Mark, no. I don't think it's close, to be honest with you. And I think it stems, and say what you will, feel what you will, for Robert Kraft, but I'm telling you, Robert Kraft is Robert was a fan of this franchise.
Yeah.
He had season tickets to him way back in the day, him and his sons, okay? He bought this franchise. It was his lifelong dream to own this franchise. And he was a guy, listen, he didn't acquire them easily. I think it was from the Gillette family. He had to actually end up buying all the parking and the leasing and all that around the stadium in order to essentially cut the income sources off for the family in order to obtain the franchise that the Gillettes were destroying. So
11.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Since then, Kraft has done what? Kraft is responsible for 9 of these.
They are the standard. All right, I want to go over this with you. So I told you off record, we didn't say this on the air, where I was like, I'm not really feeling Championship Sunday. I just, my team lost, I'm out. I'm not really feeling it. And you kind of joke like, yeah, that's usually me. My Ravens lose. Yeah, whatever. That first game, which I did not think was going to be a football game, it turned into a football game. When that snow hit in Denver at Mile High, it felt like, and I was watching with my dad. I know you're at home. You're probably watching with people. It was one of those moments where, okay, no one's scoring, but it turned into every armchair quarterback at home is thinking, run the ball. You got to get a field goal. You got to do this. It felt like everyone knew what to do in this football game except Sean Payton. Everyone knew what to do except the guy who was coaching the Broncos.
You know what I found fascinating about this game as I was watching was the technology didn't work.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, I was like, this is weird. They get some snow on the field, and all of a sudden, with all the technology we have these days, they don't know where the football is.
No.
The blue line is covering the players up, right? I mean, it was crazy. It was just something I was laughing at watching it. But you're right. And listen, I'll be honest with you. I felt like Sean McVay did the same thing in the second game, Mark. I mean, there was a time when the Rams went for it on fourth down. They didn't make it. They should have kicked the field goal. It would have put them in an opportunity to where instead of having to score a touchdown at the end, all they would have needed to do was kick a field goal.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing way too much. I get it. I know what the stats say on fourth and short, but you still can't forget about the basic laws of football, the basic principles of football law, which says on the road, take the points, or in a playoff game, take the points. Always take the points.
It really comes down to, it's so cliche. It happens all the time. Hey, don't turn the ball over. Don't have stupid penalties. Play smart football, take the points. It happens every time, and people get cute. Again, this is my question for you. How does Sean Payton and that coaching staff not understand? They live there in Denver. How do you not understand a snowstorm's coming? How do you not, dude, just take the field goal, go up 10-0. Just take the points. Do it.
You know what's funny is watching it in real time, Tony Romo says, and he says it like there's a death in the family. He says, boy, I don't know, Jim. He says,
yeah,
I really feel like they should have taken the points there. I just really feel like that's something they should have done. And I thought, shut up, Romo. It's early in the game, right? What the hell do you know, right? We got the whole game to play. But you're right, and so was he.
It was more than just that. It was, to start this game, it's like the Patriots were in a comatose. They just because they were in shock off the first drive where Denver goes down and scores the touchdown. Then Denver goes back down the field. I'm telling you, when they stopped them on fourth down, it woke up the Patriots. Now, I'm not saying they did anything, but it got them in the game. And then it was a football game. And then, dude, as you know what I'm going to bring up, dude, the shovel pass, the minute he threw it, I yelled, that's a fumble. A fumble. And that was the only way the Patriots scored a touchdown, was off that fumble. That's it. The whole game.
I also felt like, Mark, that I don't think he gave Jared Stidham. I don't think he cut Stidham loose enough.
No, he did not.
In that game. I thought Stidham, after he started 0 for 3 and then found his groove in the game, I thought Stidham really got into a nice rhythm, and I didn't feel like Sean Payton took advantage of that.
No, and why didn't you play Stidham during the year, even in garbage time?
Right.
Give him some reps, anything. Right. Dude, there were times in that game where I started thinking all right, look, it's a 3-point game. Who's Stidham's backup? Is there a third stringer? Anything. Go with the wide receiver pass. Do more screen plays. This is where that coaching comes in. Do something. Throw the kitchen sink. If you are the Broncos, you would have rather have lost that game 35-7. At least if you had blown out, hey, we had a great year, we lost our quarterback. This is worse of a loss.
Yeah, it reminds me of the John Fox days when he used to blow games with Peyton Manning as his quarterback. Yeah, it was not Sean Payton's finest hour as a head coach.
No, it would have been, and I want your thoughts on this, Alan Zlotorzynski. That would have been, I don't care they've won Super Bowls, that would have been the greatest Broncos win of all, where we have no quarterback, we can't get anything going, but we're going to rally as a team and shock the world and get to the Super Bowl.
Well, they should have won the game. They missed 2 field goals. They didn't kick another. Right, that's 9 points right there, Mark. If they make 2 of those 3 field goals, they win the football game.
They win. And you know what it turns into? And this makes me vomit in my mouth. It's one of the great wins in the history of the Patriots.
Yeah,
right?
look, listen, I feel for New England and TJ McMahon's team. I don't think their offense looks anything.
No.
I mean, their offense looks terrible right now. I mean, even against the Texans, they put up 28 points, but I mean, they scored a defensive touchdown in that game, right? I mean, so against the Chargers, they only put up 16. Right now, New England's not playing, so for those out there that are saying, oh, it's good not to have Mahomes and Allen and these great quarterbacks in, this deep in the playoffs, but, there are times you miss them.
Okay, I'm happy you brought that up. So this is why they're the luckiest you-know-what's in the universe. They took on Justin Herbert, who scored 3 points.
Right.
He's a fraud when it comes to the playoffs. I'm sorry. Then you took on C.J. Stroud, who's still fumbling if the game is going on. Right. He was terrible. They have no offense. And then they gave up, again, 7 points. You didn't have to take on Mahomes, Allen, Lamar Jackson. You didn't have to take on Joe Burrow. All the heavy hitters were out of the way. And again, I think the killer is you didn't even have to go through Josh Allen. That's why he was crying. He knew it then. He knew right then, oh no, the Patriots are going back. It's wild.
Yeah, it reminds me of my 2000 Ravens when everybody always talks about the great defense that they had back then, but everybody always forgets the quarterbacks they played against that year in the AFC North.
Who did they play?
I mean, you go back and look at some of,
all right, let me see. Wait, let me see if I can do it. Okay. Tim Couch with the Browns?
Yes.
All right, Bengals. Oh, man. Who did they have? John Kitna, or was it like Akili Smith?
Akili Smith.
Oh. And then who's your other team? Okay. The Steelers? Was it Cordell Stewart? Was it him?
It was they were bad that year. No, it wasn't Stewart. I can't remember who the Steelers.
It could have been who could they have?
It wasn't Neil O'Donnell. I think
and it wasn't Tommy Maddox yet.
I think it was Maddox.
Oh man. But doesn't matter. This is the key. You won. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, I'll take it. Like, I'm not complaining. That's for sure.
All right, I want to say this to you. Going into that, I said Sean Payton's a better coach than Mike Vrabel. I take it back.
Vrabel. Kent Graham. It was Kent Graham.
Wow. Really? It sounds like he's from the 1940s with that name. Vrabel was smarter in 60 Minutes where he said, you know what? We're just going to have our quarterback run once in a while. And that's what the Broncos should have done. Stidham should have scrambled more.
Dude, in those 3rd down and 11, the play call was throw the ball out of bounds.
They couldn't move them.
That was the play call. Tony Romo said the play call there was just to throw the football out of bounds.
And it worked. It worked in this football game. All right. I love what you brought up where technology didn't help. So here's the game. 4th quarter. The Patriots punt the ball. It goes sideways for 15 yards. It goes out of bounds. The refs don't know where to put the ball.
They have no idea.
And he just starts walking backwards.
Right.
So the ball goes to New England's 32-yard
line. Right.
Yeah. This is my dad. My dad's yelling this. He's like, look, just snap it and do 3 QB sneaks up the middle. Just do something. Push it. Push.
Right.
Anything. No, they went backwards, and he misses the field goal.
And you would think that, here's the thing, that you would think these guys could play better in this weather.
No, worse.
I don't
understand. This is why you have home field.
I'm like, guys, there's 4 inches of snow on the ground. Relax. It's not the end of the world here.
All right.
I mean, Adam Vinatieri, right?
Yeah.
Kicked a 41-yard field goal in 6 inches of snow to beat the Raiders, right?
Yeah, he did.
What the hell's going on here?
Yeah. All right. Here's some right in your face, just give me your answer type questions. Number 1, if Bo Nix starts this game, do the Broncos win?
Yes.
That is. And if you told every Patriots fan and Broncos fan, even if there is no Bo Nix, the Patriots are only going to score 10 points, who would you say is going to win the game?
The Broncos.
Exactly. It is. Now, the final one. If the Broncos tie it 10-10, how many overtimes would we have gone in this game?
At least 2.
I agree. And like your game, the one where the Ravens beat the Broncos in that overtime game, where it went 2.
Listen,
that's what happened.
Listen, it is the least amount of points a winning team has ever scored in a championship game on the road.
Oh my God. Good. I loved it. And I heard this joke where it's like in 20 years, when everyone's playing in a dome stadium, we'll reminisce about those types of games in the snow.
Right.
That's what it's going to be like.
Right.
It is.
Yeah, it was wild, man.
So the Patriots move on. They made the right decision by firing Mayo last year in the offseason and getting Mike Vrabel. That was big. So they're going back to the Super Bowl for a record-breaking 12th time, and they're going to try to go for their 7th Super Bowl championship. We'll go to the other game. I like what you said about Sean McVay. All right, so they kept getting to 4 points. Yeah. They kept getting to 4 points. Didn't you feel like, Alan, why aren't you trying for 2 to get to – because it's not going to hurt you if you're down 5.
Or kick the damn field goal.
I did not. You're in a shootout.
3 different times. Well, one time they were, they go 15 plays, 84 yards. You got to come out of that drive with points, Mark. You have to.
I did not, and they played them 2 times before that.
Yeah,
they know
these on the road. Kick the freaking field goal.
I did not get that. I didn't. But you know what? I said this yesterday, and I want your hot take on this. Sam Darnold was fantastic in that game.
It was his career game.
He was. And that game, when they got the ball up 4 after what you're saying, stopping them on 4th down and goal, they didn't play vanilla. They didn't play scared. No. They picked up 3 first downs, and it was all because of Sam Darnold. Dude, it's incredible. He won the game.
Yep.
Yeah, so Minnesota, if you're the Vikings, that didn't work out. It did not.
Here's the thing about Darnold. You just get the feeling, Mark. To me, listen, he's a much better quarterback than Trent Dilfer, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's a much better quarterback than Brad Johnson, okay? Both those guys won Super Bowls, okay? But you just kind of get the feeling that Sam Darnold is just never going to get his due.
No.
That's just how you feel about the guy,
I agree. He's not – it's like he can win the Super Bowl, be MVP. It's kind of like Jalen Hurts. Like Hurts been in 2 Super Bowls.
It still doesn't get it. 346 in the NFC Championship game, right? And you just feel like that 20 years from now, because the Seahawks will win this Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You just feel like 20 years from now, when we're looking back on Super Bowls, people are going to put Sam Darnold in that Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson column for Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. I just feel that way, and that's unfortunate.
Does he have to win more to change that narrative?
Listen, he's definitely going to have to win another. If they win this, he's going to have to win one more in order. I guess it's because of the way the guy's career has started, the comparisons to Kirk Cousins, all of it, right? So I happen to think the guy is one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League.
Well, every Patriots fan is saying, "Oh, well, we're going to mess with him." Like, the joke.
No, you're not. The Rams have a pretty good defense, Mark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Patriot fans are like, well, we got a great defense. We'll make him see ghosts again, like when he pretty much was a rookie on the Jets. That's not the same quarterback.
No.
This guy, they had the number 1 seed. They destroyed the San Francisco 49ers, and he shredded that Rams defense. He was the difference in that game.
The 49ers and the Rams were arguably the second, third, and fourth, second and third or third and fourth best teams in the National Football League this year. And listen, you're right. They destroyed the 49ers, and he went toe-to-toe with Stafford, who's going to be the MVP. He threw for 374 yards in the game. Yeah, I mean, I just don't see a path. Now, I didn't see a path back in 2001 when the Rams and the Patriots played and the Patriots ended up winning that Super Bowl. Maybe Mike Vrabel can come up with a game plan similar to that of what Bill Belichick did. But I clearly think that the Seahawks are the much better team going into this game.
Remember, I'm happy you brought up that game. That was a 14-point spread, which is wild to even think. Because I remember for 2 straight weeks, 14 points, 14-point spread.
I won $3,300 on that game.
Oh, so you went with the Patriots to cover?
Yeah, I could. Well, I got 16 early in the week and took it.
Oh, you took that, huh?
Yeah, I took the 16 early in the week, and of course back then there weren't apps and things like that. So
No.
you know you know how I got the 16.
You were doing on an American Online at the time. That's what I imagine.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what we'll call him, America Online.
Dude, the spread as of today is like 4.5. I think that's being nice to the Patriots. I'd make it 7.
Well, I will give the I told you last week on the show that I felt like that the Patriots defense was underrated. I felt they were clearly one of the better defenses in the AFC, especially at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they listen, if Drake May can if this Patriots offense can find something that it hasn't had for over a month. But that Seattle defense is good. It is. I know Stafford carved them up. May is good, but he's not Stafford. Okay. The New England's got good receivers, but we're not talking about Puka Nacua here. All right.
No.
I just think that the Seahawks have a clear-cut advantage in this football game, and I think you're right. I think it's worth more than 4.5 points.
I think Seattle's winning this game by 2 touchdowns.
I agree. I think it's at least 10 points.
I think they're going to hammer them. You're not going to take on Jared Stidham, okay, or CJ Stroud. This defense, this offense, they are the most complete team in the NFL.
They are. All 3 phases of the game.
They're right there. Now, I give credit to both teams that won on Sunday. They didn't turn the ball over. That was the key to those wins. Not turn the ball over.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we talked about that with your Bears and the Rams. You have to play perfect for the intangible part of in the playoffs. You have to commit the least of. The Rams didn't commit a penalty until the 4th quarter of that football game on Sunday. I mean, I know they didn't win, but my point is they're not in this game if they're committing penalties. So the intangible part of it, you have to win the turnover battle. You have to commit the least amount of penalties, and you have to take the points when you're at 4th and 2 on your own 8.
It's funny. So I told you for weeks, all right, it's offensive-minded head coach. Got to get the offensive-minded head coach. Then look at this Super Bowl. It's 2 defensive-minded head coaches with good offensive coordinators.
Well, listen, it pissed me off that the Ravens hired a defensive head coach, in Jesse Minter. But then I looked at the Super Bowl, and I was like, okay, it gives me a little hope.
Yeah, and look, it's your former defensive coordinator. But listen,
let's not get this twisted, okay? Mike, when he was in Baltimore, we talk about all those 4th quarter blown leads over the last 5 to 6 years. Yeah, his defenses were responsible for a good portion of them. You know who the defensive coordinator was when, the Dolphins scored 35 points in the second half? Mike McDonald.
I think most of the country is going to be going for Seattle. I think people are going to hate the Patriots when they get there.
I'm going to cheer for New England for our boy C.J. McMahon. TJ McMahon. I'm looking at I don't know why the hell I called him CJ. TJ McMahon.
No.
Listen, I hate to say this.
What?
But I'm a huge Robert Kraft fan.
Because he created this dynasty.
Well, and if you've read the book The Dynasty, and which I have and listened to it 5 or 6 times over, you have a real appreciation for how this was done with
It ain't
Brady. I mean,
the
going all
same.
the way back to Brady, the drafting of Brady. And, I think there's something to be said for outstanding ownership, great front offices, and yeah, you know what? I'll be pulling for my guy TJ McMahon in this
All
one.
right. All right. All right. Should the Patriots be like the Miami Hurricanes, where should Brady and Gronk, should all the former players,
No,
should they be on that? Should Belichick be there with his girlfriend in the stands? What
no,
should happen here?
no.
What,
Brady needs to have his ass at Vegas's headquarters, getting ready for the NFL draft.
that's what needs to happen, huh?
That's what
That's
needs
your
to. He needs to figure out what's going on there. Gronk. Let's see who has the broadcast.
NBC.
NBC.
NBC
All
is.
right, so we won't have to see Gronk doing stupid things. So yeah, I mean, maybe some of those guys will be there.
It'll be Chris Collinsworth, who yes is from the Space Coast originally. He'll be on the call just saying, I wish Patrick Mahomes was here. That's what he'll be. He'll be like, oh, Sam Darnold, that was like a Patrick Mahomes throw.
Mike,
Oh,
let me tell you something. If that were Patrick Mahomes, shut up, Collinsworth.
does it all game.
I know he does.
And I'm going to just say it. Look, Tony Romo, there is times on it. He acts like he does not want to be there. He'll just be like, I don't know, Jim. I don't know.
Yeah,
What?
I mean, he even looks goofy, right? Like when the camera's on him, right? It looks like he just took a shot, doesn't it?
He looked, and then it's like there's always like a play happens, a fumble. Oh man, that was a fumble. Yeah, no bleep. Yeah, we know.
And then you got Brady. And listen, Brady did a terrific job this year,
He did.
I think. I thought he did a terrific job. But you got Brady over on Fox cussing. That's one hell of a damn good play.
Let's bleep and go.
Let's bleep and go, baby. You can hear that fire in Brady. But listen, I will say this. Tom Brady, last year, he was terrible.
Yeah, he got better.
This year, I still think Greg Olson's the best. I just don't think anybody's better at breaking this game down than Greg Olson. But Brady's gotten significantly better.
I agree with you. I think he has gotten better as well.
Yeah.
So we'll have I don't know, 2 weeks to get prepared for this game. Yeah, I can't believe the Patriots. I can't. I'm telling you, I just want to say this. I understand why Josh Allen was crying. I get it now. Like I understand because this was supposed to be it for Josh Allen. This was the opportunity for him to, because you know what he's thinking? I would have gone to Foxborough and I would have beaten the crap out of the Patriots in the AFC title game. Yeah. That's what he's thinking. Yeah. But they didn't call it a catch in that overtime, and they lost to the Broncos. Yep. That's what happened. It's ridiculous.
It is what it is.
Yeah, Super Bowl 60, buddy. Super Bowl, that's another thing. 60 years of the Super Bowl. That is wild. Wild. All right, let's go local. Any update on the high school football coaching search front we need to know here in Brevard County?
Well, we still got MCC that's open and Cocoa that's open. So when I drove past both schools today, I looked up and both chimneys, Cocoa still had orange smoke coming out of it. And
it was that's a great corny joke.
And MCC had yellow smoke. When MCC turns to green smoke and Cocoa goes to orange smoke, they will have hired their new head coaches.
Oh man, that is great. What an update! What an update from.
I mean, that's what I can tell you.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I don't think it's a secret that the entire county knows that who the candidate is or candidates were at MCC. We'll see who they pick.
And I'm fascinated to see who Cocoa picks as well. Yeah. I can't wait to see that.
Coco's this is an interesting hire.
It is.
If you're MCC, you're getting ready to take your 6th head coach since Mike Riazzi retired in 2016. Yeah. So you're looking for stability and culture, okay? If you're Coco, you've had stability and cultures in place. You need to find the right guy that can maintain what we've seen there over the past 20 years.
Mhm.
That is not going to be easy to do.
No, you know what it reminds me of? A parallel? Like Alabama football. When Saban left, all right, you hired Kalen DeBoer. Well, that fan base is like, well, we're going to keep winning. We're not going to take a step back, even though that's delusional to think if you're Alabama. But they're like, well, this is the standard, is to win football games. Whoever is the next coach there at Cocoa High School, the fans are going to say, well, we're supposed to go for state championships. That's the stand. We're not going 5-5 and losing to Rockledge in the first round.
No.
That's not where we're losing. No.
You know, I find it interesting because when John Wilkinson left and Ryan Schneider was hired, when Schneider was hired, everybody said, well, it's over. It was a nice run for Cocoa, you know. And then Schneider takes them back to the state championship the final year against Jacksonville Reigns, the same team Wilkinson lost to the year before in the state championship. Schneider loses, but he erases. Everybody was like, who in the hell is Ryan Schneider, right? He was the offensive coordinator at the time when he took the job at MCC.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. I remember Wilkinson, when we knew him, didn't they run 40 times a game? And then Schneider showed up and said, hey, we're going to be more of a passing attack.
Yeah, I mean, under Schneider, they averaged 250 passing yards a game. They threw for almost 27,000 yards in 8 years. That's incredible.
Look, I expect them to keep winning. I feel like, I don't know what it is, but somewhere in that town, the talent pool is so incredible. And then they go always get a transfer quarterback. Whoever it is, they're going to be competitive next year.
They've lost some recent players and transfers to O'Galley. So, you know, listen, I just think whoever the next head coach is at Cocoa, it's a big weight to carry because,
you
know, I once asked Ryan Schneider, what streak, you know, of all the things that you were worried about ending at Cocoa, like all these years of winning streaks against Brevard, what is the streak that you really just didn't want to be responsible for ending? And it was at the time, reaching the Final Four. 19 straight years of reaching the Final Four. That's a lot of pressure to carry into a job, Mark.
Yeah. It's, as you would say, remarkable that they keep going. They do. But then right now, all right, so whatever happens, if you go into next fall, O'Galley's the team to beat.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Coaching stability, coming off a great year, their greatest year. And I know that, look, they're losing their best players going to Oregon, but
they get their quarterback back.
You
know, Joseph Allen comes back. The problem O'Galley's going to have, they only got one football. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of skilled, athletic, talented players for one football. So, but Chris Sands and his staff have done a terrific job of, creating a culture where it's not me.
It's a great point. What are you calling any games for the rest of the week?
Yeah, we got a lot going on this week. We got district championship soccer tomorrow night. Basketball, and then JV basketball tournament on Saturday all day. That's the JV's time to shine. And then on Sunday, I'll be down at Palm Bay High School calling some of the top youth football players in the region and an elite showcase event all day at Palm Bay High School.
That'd be really cool, man. I thought of you where I was kind of sad Monday, where I was like, yeah, football's kind of coming to an end. And I know, I get it. There's headlines 24/7, 365 when it comes to football. But September to January 1st, we had football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. nonstop, right? And I love the playoffs where it's Saturday, Sunday, and then it kind of ended. I was kind of sad.
It
Were
is
you
sad.
sad?
No,
Yeah.
I'm ready for baseball.
Oh, you're right. You're ready for baseball.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I cannot wait to watch my Orioles this year. I've probably followed their off season, not just their off season, but the entire American League East more closely than I ever have. I generally, I can talk about baseball, but this year I consider myself an expert on it. That's how excited. That's how excited I am.
Are you going to have to go to Baltimore Orioles spring training? Are you going to do this?
I have carved out 3 days in March that I've left open to do that.
Where do they do it at?
Over in no, it's on the West Coast, Southwest Coast. Yeah,
one of those towns. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No, I just can't remember the name of the damn town where it is, but it's about a 4-hour ride.
Yeah, I was telling this to someone the other day. It's like, okay, the East Coast we get, it's not what it used to be. No. We have the Mets, we have the Nationals, we have the Marlins, Cardinals, and who's the other one I'm thinking? Astros. We have those on the East Coast, and then everyone else is on the West Coast.
Sarasota.
So have you ever gone to that before for your own?
Yeah. I went with my dad one year. One year, my dad's last visit down, we got in the car, packed the bag, and took 3 days and hit every spring training stop in Florida. And nice. It was a great time. And so, my dad was like a kid because the coolest thing with me, I ended up getting credentialed at like 9 of the camps, right? So I did some interviews, I did some things like that, put them up on the Bleacher Report at the time. That's where I was. Yeah. And so my dad's big thing was how many baseballs could he get? Right? Here's my dad, 63 years old. And his thing was how many baseballs could he collect? We came home from the trip and my father had 94 baseballs in his trunk.
You mean like foul balls? Like he's just grabbing them?
Either foul balls or balls from players. Like he would say, hey, can I have a ball? Right? It became, what happened was we went to the Nationals. We started with the Nationals.
I remember this.
And he asked, he asked Davey Johnson, I think it was, for a baseball. Johnson flipped him a baseball. And he put it in his pocket. And another player walked by and he's like, hey, can I have a ball? And he flipped him a ball. And my dad goes, I think I'm going to spend the next couple days seeing how many balls I can get. And he got 93 baseballs, Mark.
So he drove away from this town who's stealing every baseball in Central Florida.
Anybody he could ask that, and then we ended up, I had to set some ground rules. Okay. I'm like, they have to come from a player or a coach. You can't just pick one up, walking by. No. That doesn't count. You have to physically get the ball. Where he got the most balls, I'll never forget this, was over at Wide World of Sports, Disney. Oh, he walked out of Braves training camp with like 15 balls.
Dude, that's an awesome story. Yeah. That's really cool. You guys did you get to keep any of the balls or did your dad take them off?
I did, Mark. I did. I still have one that he signed right there.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, sitting right on my desk.
Yeah, we try to go, I always go to Mets camp. Dude, I don't know if you ever gone to that before. Dude.
Yeah, we went Port St. Lucie.
It's so easy. You're right off 95. You just park your car. Forget the game. Just go to practice. You just walk right up to the players. They're right there.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It is. I mean, it's real. My dad, because at the time he was we went to Astros camp and we ended up staying at Astros camp for like 2 hours because my dad spent 45 minutes sitting on a regular bleacher talking to Rich Dower, who was a coach for the Astros.
Yeah.
But he played for the Orioles when I was growing up.
Oh, that's
and cool. My dad and him are having conversations like my dad played shortstop with him.
Were they in Kissimmee at the time?
Yes, they were.
They were, because then they went down. I only went to like maybe one camp in Brevard for the Nationals, like barely. I know you went with your dad. I didn't, because when I got here, it was 13, and then they left, I think, in what was it, 14 or 15? It was something like that. I don't know. It's weird memories because you talk to people here in Brevard where they grew up with Coco for the Astros. And then what was it originally? It was the Marlins were there in Vieira. Then it turned into the Expos National.
Yeah. So because my dad and I have the same name, I was a junior, he was a senior. On the way to Cardinals camp down south, I can't remember who they were partnered up with at the time. Yeah. There was another team that was training down there with them. But on the way down there, he goes, "Hey." I said, "What?" He goes, "Can I do one of the interviews?" He's like, "Do you have a credential for the Cardinals?" I was like, "As a matter of fact, I do." He's like, "Well, when we get there, can I get it and do the interviews?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't care."
Yeah, you're not going to tell your dad, no, go to hell.
So there's my dad, right? He's like, "What do I do?" I'm like, "Well, just do this." Because I had the microphone to plug in and all that, right? So I'm like, just do this. Just use your cell phone and do the interview. Just record it on your camera. My dad is standing there interviewing Adam Wainwright, I think it was, of the Cardinals. I think that was who it was. My dad's holding his cell phone, asking this guy questions like my dad is Bob Costas. I am laughing my ass off the entire time.
Do you still have these? Do you have them somewhere?
I do have that one somewhere, yes.
You got to show me.
I will. Yes, I will.
Yeah, I've been to, all right, so I went to Space Coast Stadium for that, the Mets a billion times. I've been to Jupiter as well for Marlins. That's
who it was, the Marlins, right?
Yeah, I want to go. I've never gone before. I want to go to Tampa for the Yankees camp. Have you done that before?
Yes, we stopped over there. Yeah. That Steinbrenner Field, all that. I've seen all that over there. I tell you, if you can get away for a couple of days, pack your car up, and we saw the Red Sox camp over at Jet Blue Park, I think it was. If you can pack the car up for a couple of days, and it's not even so much seeing the major leaguers, even getting on those back fields and watching the minor leaguers play what feels like, a pickup game of baseball. It's great. It's a great time.
Well, you know what? I apologize. I did go to Braves camp one year, like 2014, and I met Freddie Freeman. It's like when I tell that to Braves fans, they're like, "Wait, you met Freddie Freeman?" Yeah. Meet him at camp.
Yeah.
Him, and then the weirdest of them all, and I'll let you go, is okay, one year the Rays, a hurricane hurt their facility. So they had to do camp. This was like 3 years ago or 4 now. They had to do camp. They started out at Wide World of Sports, the Rays. It was the most bizarre thing ever because you broadcast from Wide World of Sports for Disney. Yes. Dude, so I go with my GM at the time, Pete, big baseball fan. We go over there. There is soccer and volleyball tournaments going on. Cheerleading camps going. So there's 10,000 little girls running around. And we're like walking through all this. We're like, where are we going? Then on some of the back lots, like you're saying, there's a professional baseball team practicing.
Yeah.
Bizarre spring training of them all.
The best, the thing that just really blew me away was right here in Vieira when I was doing the Nationals. I covered the Nationals for 2 years for the Bleacher Report. I used to do this thing called a walk and talk, where I would walk from the field up to the clubhouse, interview a player, and post it on the Bleacher Report. So after practice one day, I wanted to hear what Dusty Baker had to say because he was the manager of the Nationals at the time.
Yeah.
The thing that just blew me away was about 5 of us walk, the PR guy comes out. He's like, "Dusty's in his office waiting for you." We walk down the hallway underneath the stadium up at Space Coast Stadium, walk into Dusty's office. He's sitting there in his jock strap with a T-shirt on with his socks pulled up to his knees, with these shower shoes on, with his feet up on the desk, ass hanging out, right? And eating a sandwich. And he's like, so what do you guys want to know? And we're standing there in this guy's office, and that's how we're interviewing Dusty Baker.
Yeah. First question, Dusty, where are your pants?
Dusty, what's going on here, bro? You know? But the other guys who were like beat writers and things, it was normal. That's normal to them. So I just stood there like, yeah, okay, I'm going to play along.
All right, here we go.
Here
and you know what? You'll never get that vision out of your mind.
No.
Never. You'll never get it.
Or walking around the clubhouse with these guys naked and a buffet there, and they're eating food, and then the PR guy comes up and says, yeah, help yourself. No thanks.
Dude, thanks. I'm with you. I've seen the actual Atlanta Braves. I know exactly. I'm used to basketball players who are at least like understand shame,
right?
And cover up.
Baseball players do not care.
No, and there's a part of me I don't want to go in the locker room.
No.
Okay, Alan Zlotorzynski, thank you so much for coming on. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.
Appreciate you, Mark.